to start my ride, and this idiot thing won't connect to the phone. You've got to be kidding me. Looks like I'm going to be doing this manually today. Happy, happy, joy, joy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy.
It's a beautiful day in Texas. We're going to get after it.
What's happening, guys? Well, I can say this with beyond doubt. Today was the biggest failure in humankind, short side of the Hindenburg.
These gentlemen is smoke and it's flames now, and the flame is crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast. All the humanity and all the...
Wow, I'm not even sure where to start. I know exactly where it started. So it started this morning when I woke up and I was kind of laying around in bed being lazy. But I'm like, I know I need to get on the road because it's a beautiful day and I've been looking forward to this ride all week long. And, you know, I'm scrolling through Facebook as everybody does. And I noticed that today is my brother's birthday. And for those that don't know, or new to the channel or haven't read it in the descriptions, my brother's name is Kyle, and today is his birthday. And it was 13 years ago. Seems like yesterday. He was killed in a horrific bike crash. And so I kind of wrote a little memory note to him on his Facebook page, just you know, for kind of self-therapy, if you will. And I just, told him how much I missed him. And so I think that kind of set the mood for today's activities, and everything just kind of went downhill from there. I started filming and I got out to the Denny's where I was going to have breakfast, and that was where the whole ride was going to start because I had programmed through Harley Davidson road planner, trip planner, whatever the hell it is. I had programmed this nice little loop of some area, some of the back roads and country around this area that I've just never explored before. I thought, well, this would be good. Couldn't really find anybody to do a long ride with elsewhere, so I thought, well, let me just program this in. I think it was going to be about an hour and a half all the way around to these parts of West Texas where I live in that I just never seen. I thought I'll go see some things and I'll video footage for the channel. And just kind of make a day of it. And boy, it just fell apart fast. So after Denny's, I'm like, well, okay, let me get on the road here. We'll start the day. We'll start filming. So I'll get everything set up, and I get out on the road, and I quickly realize the trip planner is telling me to go the opposite direction of where I want to go. I'm like, okay, so this isn't working. So I kind of followed it. It's just absolutely failing. This thing is not taking me anywhere near where I need to go on the route that I planned. So that failed. And so I finally gave up on it. And I'm like, all right, shut up. Just stop. Let me go ahead and just use my phone, and I'll input something that's kind of out in the direction of where I was supposed to go, you know. So Belleville, I think, is the name of the town that was a little east and north, west and north of where I live. And I remember when I was doing the route planner that was going to be, you know, one of the first kind of points, you know, 20, 30 miles away where, you know, I was going to do a big loop around from there. So I thought, okay, I don't want to ruin this day, even though I know the planner is messed up. You know, I'm just going to keep going because I want to ride. It's beautiful outside. I'm take advantage of it, and I'm just going to go, and I'll just shoot some footage. So I turn my phone on, and I point the bike in the direction of the town that I need to go in, and then somewhere along the lines, my phone wouldn't connect with the camera, and so that failed. I'm like, well, okay, I'll just, you know, I'll do it manually. I think it's one of the other videos you'll see on part of this video. I'm like, I'll just do it manually. That's okay, fine. So then that failed, and I couldn't even see the camera at all. So I knew it was recording, but I couldn't see it on my phone. And when I finally got it connected, it was upside down. I'm like, I don't seem to remember the rotation of the GoPro software being rotated to 180, and I didn't know whether that had to do with the phone, or whether it had to do with the app, or what. But I couldn't get that rotated, so that just looks stupid. I was watching myself upside down. I'm like, does that mean it's filming upside down and I'm gonna have to rotate all this stuff? So now the camera's completely failing. The phone won't take me in the direction I want to go, which is Belleville, because it keeps trying to download new updates or installs or something like that. And I thought, well, let me try this one more time. So I pulled over to the side of the road. I'm like, I'm just going to, again, I'm going to fix everything and I'm going to point it in a direction just so I can ride. And at least I'll get some footage, right? At least I'll get some footage for the YouTube channel. And right about that time, dead GoPro. Dead battery. So at this point, there's loud curse words and violent anger in my head, and you know, I couldn't believe it. Of course, I charged the GoPro all night long, made sure that the battery was 100% full, because I'm like, well, I don't have a second GoPro. Okay, so I'm gonna have to buy like 10 new batteries if it does take batteries, so that I won't ever have this happen again. And so at this point, you know, normally I would not let something like this get to me. I would just keep riding and enjoy the day. And that was not the case. I was now so pissed off that I was now being unsafe. I was riding unsafe because I was angry and I was too busy trying to fool with technology. And I'm driving through a part of town where the freeway's all effed up, and construction and trucks and tractors and gravel and unsafe conditions, and I'm just like, stop. So I'm just like, that's it, I'm pulling the plug. I'm gonna go home, calm down, get off the bike to where I'm not being unsafe anymore. Because while I love my brother and I want to see him dearly, I don't want to see him today. Here I am, back at home, biggest failure of all time. Q Hindenburg again.
All the humanity and all the tragedy.
And I'm going to get everything installed on the phone, make sure it's done doing its updates, charge the GoPro again, order like 10 more batteries for it, and put one in every single compartment in that bike. And we will try this again. So I hope I didn't rant on too long, because this will be a single video. So buckle in, be prepared. This is going to be a long one. I'm going to go ahead and add on the successful trip, when it happens, on the end of this one. So, no video today. Sorry about that, guys, but you'll get to see some, because I'm just going to continue this on into the next one. So, as usual, if you get a kick out of my story, or you like this confessional, if you will, hit the subscribe, hit the like, and hit the bell, because right now I am trying to do at least one video a week. That's going to be feasible. Most people that are fairly successful with this put out one video a week, and with my regular career and what I do, and with the band and everything else I'm in, I don't think I'm going to have time to do all the editing that you would to put out, you know, 2 or 3 on a constant basis. So we'll just do one video a week. And if I happen to slip in another one, that's great. So anyway, hopefully right after this, when I'm done complaining, you'll see another video. What's up, YouTube? Day 2. Ready to try this again? All right. It is another absolutely stunning day outside. Today we're going to drive safe, and we're going to drive within the limits of the Harley Ride Planner, because I did work on that a bunch last night, and there were several things that I found out that were interesting with regards to putting those trips together and then downloading them into the bike. And there's got to be a way to do this wirelessly. I'm sure there is. But for right now, you have to put the map together, download it into a thumb drive, and they take the thumb drive out to the bike and then import that into the bike. And you know, that's kind of a pain. You figured modern day technology, you'd just be able to send it to the bike. Maybe there is, maybe I just don't know about it yet. Again, this bike is fairly new. I'm still trying to get used to all the computer, the onboard computer stuff. There's a lot there. It looks like it's simplistic, but there are tons of sub menus that you don't even know are there until you kind of drill down into them and get to them all. But anyway, enough about that. Let's go have a beautiful ride, and I'm going to share it with you today. What's happening, YouTube? So hopefully you can hear this okay. I tried to use the phone app, but again, it's strangely rotated on the view. Hopefully it's not rotated on the GoPro. I'm gonna have to do some more research on this silly thing and find out what the deal is. Yesterday it was upside down. My camera was not upside down, but the view was upside down. Go figure. Alright, so we're back at the starting point of where we were yesterday at your local neighborhood friendly Denny's. Bikers are out. Nice bike. And I have the ride planner programmed into the Harley. And we are going to go down the road a little slow out here. Alright.
Prepare to turn left in 0.4 miles.
Okay, so turn the music off. Orlando's Pizza. I've never tried that before. There's so much out here I don't even know about. Let's see. Our first stop along the way
In 300 yards, turn left.
is the town of Patterson. I don't even know if there's anything to view, but it's kind of one of the waypoints that I use when planning the route.
Now turn left.
Kind of a halfway point for the first part of the loop. The second part of the loop, we will end up. We will end up in Stephen F. Austin Park. And as long as I've lived here in this area, I've never, well, I don't know, I think I might have been there like 20 years ago. But I don't remember anything about it. I don't remember if there's anything worth looking at or not. But it's a state park. So we'll see. See if there's anything worth filming, anything worth looking at. And we are absolutely going to enjoy
In 300
stunning weather.
yards, turn right onto Main Street. Then continue straight.
So I think the weather today, it's cold
Now
this
turn
morning,
right.
but it's actually supposed to be up into the 60s today. It won't even, it won't reach the 70s. And for me, like,
After 200 yards, continue straight.
that's
Then
phenomenal.
continue straight.
Hey, there's our first road sign, Patterson 3 miles. So again, this isn't supposed to be any kind of a long trip. This is just a loop around some
Continue straight.
parts that I've just never been to. And I do,
Drive 3.4 miles.
I do really like that website I found. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I like that website I found. Motorcycle Roads, I think it is. And people have just gone through over the years, many years, and every time they found something that just looked like it was worth riding, they have plotted it out and uploaded it to the site. And they actually have a grading system. Green, orange, red, yellow, blue, gray, for how good the road is. You know. Scenery, will say that in my general area, you know, within an hour or two drive, there is no highly rated roads. But there are roads that somebody actually took the time to say, hey, go check this out. This is one of them. So I'm just going to start with this and kind of start working my way out. I already have the next route planned out for the next weekend where I have some time to spend just riding. And that one is actually going to take us through the town of LaGrange. Yeah, that was a funny one. Here's the top of the band. But that is the actual town they wrote the song about, LaGrange, Texas. So it's not far from there. It's about, I don't know, it's like an hour and a half, something like that. So, yeah, I've already got that plotted out. About a 3.5 hour trip, round trip. So that's enough for me to be able to do in a single day. Hey, this is already actually starting to look more nicer than in town. Yeah, I like this already. Nothing crazy fancy, but away from the city and off the main freeways where I don't have to worry about contending with people going 90 miles an hour. I'm enjoying this already. I have missed dearly having the biker community at large. It's always a bunch of very friendly people. Yeah, of course, if you're a rider, you know that you get the wave. You know, from just about anything on 2 wheels, you're going to get a wave. And that's, you don't have to have a Harley, you don't have to have a $30,000 bike. You could be on a moped. You're going to get a wave, and they're going to wave back. I think that's great. In this time of, turmoil in the country, it means so crazy divided. These are some of the ways.
At your destination on right in half a mile.
Okay, well, we're already too fast. How about that? So, anyway, yeah, during this time of turmoil, it's nice that we can reach there as a community, at least get riding. So, this app that I'm using, Harley Ride Planner, for some reason, and I'm sure you guys will leave a comment.
Destination
There
on
it
right
is.
in 300 yards.
Sorry, pull real quick. Oop, I couldn't pull it. In planning these routes, for some reason or another, it will not take you directly from one step to the next. You actually have to program
Reach
in.
your destination on the right.
You actually have to, stop and program in the next part of your trip. And I don't know how to get around that. I don't know how to just make them continuous, where the computer will just continue to keep going. So I'm going to have to pull over and put in the next step real quick. I know there's a way to fix it. If you guys know the way to make it to where it just keeps going, comment down below. Let's see, maybe I can pull off into here. Navigation. You guys can see this. These are the things where I don't understand. I want to kill the existing. Here we go. More trips. Ride 2, 3. So 3. Hopefully, there it is. So Stephen F. Austin. That's our next place. That's our next thing.
The route is being calculated.
And there we go. And hopefully we're going to be going in the right direction when I pull right off this road. Alrighty.
Drive 7.6 miles.
Alright. That's good. Rehearsal Bunkers got a road glide. Very sweet, very sweet, very sweet. That blue is awesome. That's actually, truth be told, if I were to ever repaint my bike, that is what I would paint. I would paint very dark. Maybe not quite a midnight blue, but definitely a dark blue. Okay, what do you do when your head itches and you can't scratch it? Yeah, that was a beautiful road. I'm sorry. Not a road. Shit. That is a road glide park. This is a nice little area. I'm sure most people that live in, well, geez, any other state in Texas, I'm sure it's more pretty elsewhere. But for us, this isn't bad. Sorry, I'm just going. This was what was planned for yesterday. It did not happen. Get your nose, get your head. And I can't scratch any of it. Yeah, this was what was planned. This is exactly what I wanted to see. Something away from the city. On this kind of place. I like this so much already. I actually do this one again. I've only done it for 5 minutes. I'm already saying I will do it again. But after this past year, being stuck indoors, battling COVID, battling COVID is not fun. So I was already stuck inside for almost the entire year because obviously we were stuck inside and I had to work from home. So there for many months, you couldn't even really leave the house unless you just absolutely had to go buy groceries or something. Okay. Interesting. So this is nice. So I will absolutely admit this without shame in any way, shape, or form. Having ridden lightweight touring bikes or race bikes, as I've talked about before, this is my first heavy frame motorcycle. So good Lord, look at that, that's pretty nice. Getting used to the heavier frame and just the overall handling of a larger motorcycle. I'm actually still getting used to the curves and how to go ahead and lean this thing over because you can't lean it. It's not, it's not a race bike by any stretch of the imagination, but you can absolutely lean this thing. And being on pitches and those kind of bikes, you think on the right hand side of your brain, and that bike's at 45 degree, it's so easy to maneuver. And this thing is a little bit of weight to throw around. For those of you that don't know, I'm sure most people do, this particular style of bike. Well, this bike specifically, the Street Glide, is I think just under 900 pounds. This is a lot of weight compared to any of the lightweight bikes, race bikes. Okay, so if you're asking why I keep doing this, I keep lifting my lid, is because my freaking nose itches. Wow, look at this. This is really nice. I hope I have this right. I hope I'm able to catch this stuff. I should have the road cam going. The GoPro should be going, and the mic should be going. So hopefully we're catching some of this. This is actually what I've been kind of working towards since I got the bike. So I will tell you this, when I bought this bike, I was actually sick of COVID. I was very sick. And one of the things I've always wanted to do throughout my entire life, throughout my entire life, is have a nice touring bike. And so I actually shopped and bought this thing completely from home while I was down with COVID. This was one of those things that was just kind of meant to be, man, it's pretty out here. Look at this. This is cool. I worked with a dealership in Houston called Stubbs Harley Davidson, and I had a sales guy who talked to me, and I told him what my deal was. I said, look, I'm very, very sick with COVID. I cannot come look at the motorcycles. I can't test drive them. I don't need to test drive a bike. I've ridden hundreds of bikes over the years, and that's no need. I know what I'm getting myself into, so that's the way I feel. And so anyway, I was originally looking. I wanted to get a new. At the time, we were shopping for still 2020. I wanted to get a 2020 electric one because at that point I could not afford. Well, I could afford, but I was not going to put myself in a financial burden to have a $26,000 bike or $30,000 if you want anything on it whatsoever. And the fact of the matter was, the electric glide was the full, complete. Well, it was the full street glide motorcycle. It just had nothing on it. It was just a bare bones bike. So. And at the time, because I knew I was going to be doing customizations, up one side and down the other, I didn't really care about having all the extras. And so I said, oh, so this will be a brand new bike, and it's going to be, what I want basically. It's going to have the base frame of everything that I would want on my motorcycle. And so I started looking around for the electric one. And so that's what I told guys. Look, I already know what my budget is. I already know what I'm pre-approved for from Harley Davidson financing. I had already done all the paperwork. I had already done. All I had to do was find the bike. I had done everything up front. Done all my research. Exactly what I wanted to spend, how much I could afford, how much the insurance was. I knew it all. So doing all this stuff online without having to go to a dealership or test ride a bike was not a problem. Obviously, in this day and age, you can absolutely do this stuff online. So when it came time to get it, or actually buy the bike, nobody had an electric bike. They basically, from what the guy told me, they had stopped manufacturing. Are we here already?
Take the next right.
We're here already. Good grief. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. They were not manufacturing bikes anymore, and they had no more 2020 anything.
Now turn right.
Well, as far as electric glides go. So, I kind of thought originally that I was being baited and switched. Because the guy says, well, there's an electric glide up in Dallas, and they were trying to get the motorcycle from Dallas, and
Prepare to turn right in half a mile.
They couldn't do it. And then finally they just came out and said, look, there's only one electric glide in our area that they would ship the bike from, and that one was already sold. So again, I thought, I was pretty disappointed, and I thought I was just being baited and switched. But the guy said, well, look, I know, because we had talked extensively through emails and phone calls and texts. He knew exactly what I wanted on the bike. And he says, look, I've got the real bike that you actually want, the Street Glide Special. He said, I've got this bike. It's a
Take the next right.
It's 2017, but it's only got 1,900 miles. And I said, you are kidding me. And he basically said, we'll get it in the same price that we were going to give you the Electric Glide new.
Now turn right.
I'm like, okay, well, start showing me, you know, start taking all the pictures. I'm going slow because I don't know where the hell I'm going. I think I'm going to have to stop. So, yeah, so he started sending me pictures, and I'm like, oh my God, this thing's got the infotainment center. You know, it just has absolutely everything that my dream bike would have had.
You will arrive at your waypoint in 300 yards. Then turn back where possible.
Well, here we are. We're at Stephen F. Austin. So I'm not paying for anything. I'm just driving through. So anyway, yeah, like I was saying, this is really pretty. He said, I've got this Street Glide Special, and it has everything on it, and it's got miles that you would almost consider to be a new bike. And so after he showed me all the pictures,
You have reached your waypoint.
without even test riding it, and I know people are going to yell at me, or even seeing the bike in person, I was like, that's it, I'm done. I'm pulling the trigger. I'm tired of living life scared, living life afraid.
Take the next left onto picnic area.
And so I said, let's do it. Okay, these are not gravel roads, I hope. Okay. And so I bought it. And the guys at Stubbs were cool enough to actually deliver the bike to my doorstep, deliver the paperwork to my doorstep while I was sick of COVID. And of course, you know, they want the sale. They're going to do anything. They're going to do anything that they can do to get the sale done. But
Now turn left.
that was above and beyond the call of duty. And so I absolutely went ahead and, you know, I took the chance. Hey, puppy dogs. Yeah, I would not come camp here, but this is a pretty day to come ride this. So anyway, I had this bike delivered to my doorstep and put into my garage for me, tucked away in bed so that as soon as I could get finished being sick, that I could change some things in my life. And you know what? This is a good place right here. And I changed my life. And what can I say? I've always been a person of goals and a strong moral center. And I don't mean that in a religious way or you know, I don't have fun like the next guy or anything stupid like that. It's just I have a sense of what I want to accomplish in life and what I want to do. And I'm going to reach those goals. And there's nothing that's going to stop me from reaching them. So, I digress. Alright, so we got off the bike here at Stephen F. Austin Park. I really need to get the gimbal out. I've got that in the bike. Keep this thing from moving around. And I think that's what I do. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the gimbal out. I got my bike and started making it my own, customizing it. Even before I was able to ride it. I didn't get to ride it for the first 2 weeks. First 2 weeks I had the bike, I couldn't even ride it because I was sick. All I could do is kind of hobble out to the garage and look at it. Alright, I'm going to take a break for a minute. Alright, so I think we're back up recording again. And decided after a quick pit stop I don't want to fool with the gimbal right now because it's just too pretty and I want to keep riding. Aha! I can deal with a little rush. But we're not going to be listening to music. So this thing should be programmed for the next part of the journey, which is some country store on the back end loop of this trip.
Prepare to turn right in half a mile.
Well, that doesn't look like a right on my screen. So anyway, as I was mentioning, you know, I've got this bike and well, what more can I say? I got this bike and it's absolutely phenomenal. It needs a bath at the moment. And since tomorrow is a holiday and we don't have to be to work, in my head I'm saying, yep, I'm gonna wash my bike. But my heart says, nope, you're gonna be riding again tomorrow. Bet you somebody out there could tell me if you could find a pop-up tent that would fit in a saddlebag or on a backpack.
Take the next right onto Main Drive.
I don't know. I don't know if my back could handle being just on the ground. But this time of year, at least the weather would be such that you could camp and not die of heat exhaustion.
Prepare to turn left in 0.4 miles.
Wow, that water's low. I don't know why. We've had decent rainfall this year. I mean, we're not in any kind of drought conditions, that's for sure. Okay, hopefully this next waypoint that I have programmed in will not take me back the way I came, because I want to continue on the loop and see the rest of the road that's involved with this trip that I planned in here.
In 300 yards, turn left.
I think I wanted to turn right out of here. Well, whatever. I'm not going to worry about it today. Whatever the next waypoint is, I'll enjoy it no matter what.
Now turn left.
Okay, well that's right, because I'm still not out of this area. It's very fulfilling to finally be actually on the road and experiencing this firsthand. You know, you see all these YouTube videos of people living their lives, sailing around the world,
Take the next right.
hiking and traveling and riding their motorcycles and doing all this stuff, and being stuck at home for so long and being sick there for a while, not being able to do any of it. it's extremely fulfilling, even if this isn't the prettiest
Now turn right.
area. It's really fulfilling to be out here doing it. Okay, good. I'm going the right way. Being the one behind the camera, not being stuck on the couch. I with the itchy scratches with the helmet on. So I want to keep this lit up because I do have sunglasses on, but I don't know how bad the audio is going to get with this thing open. I, again, for like the 100th time, repositioned the mic to where you can hear, but you never know what it's going to sound like until you get home and get the footage on the computer and start editing. it looks like this is another one of the casualties. Sorry, guys. Alright. So let's head back to... Let's make the course back home. Roper's Country Store. Hey guys, I'm really sorry she closed down. Yeah. Sorry guys.
The route is being calculated.
So maybe you guys can tell me if I'm allowed to have the radio on while I'm riding. I mean, and be able to show a video. I'm just listening to my tunes.
Now turn left.
Not trying to make money off of it. Maybe if I ever get monetized, they'll probably demonetize this, but I'm not going to turn up my music just for that. Alright, so from here we're at the back end of the loop, and the directions are going to take us back home. But at some point in time I'm going to stop and catch a drink because I'm thirsty.
Route recalculation.
Man, what a fun drive though. I really enjoyed this.